Okay, everyone. Well, thank you for being here. If you haven't been here before, thank you so much for being here. And welcome to Broker Connect. So, my name is Kelly Galloway. I do marketing here at ARIVE. So happy you all could join us today. For those who don't know, Broker Connect is an interactive bi-weekly meeting with top brokers and ARIVE users where you can learn best practices, just get a ton of tips from some of our best users, and really get a lot of insight into how other brokers are using the system. And like I said, just pick up a lot of tips and tricks. So I'm here today with our awesome host, Mo Hernandez. I'm super excited to have her with us here today. But before I turn it over to her to introduce herself and for her to talk about her brokerage, and before obviously I turn it over to you guys to open up the floor to your questions, I just have a few pieces of business to take care of. So for those of you who do not know, we offer a ton of weekly learning opportunities, and these are all completely free. We have an onboarding and Q&A session. This is offered every Tuesday. This is really step one of your ARIVE training. So if you're a new user, make sure to sign up for the onboarding and Q&A session first. Again, this is offered every Tuesday. Again, for new users, we have 2 sessions of new user training. This is really comprehensive training. So we have a part 1 and part 2. This is very dense, goes over a lot of stuff. So if you are a new user, again, you want to make sure you are going to these trainings. We also have an Ask ARIVE training. This is run every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. So 3 times per week, you can drop into our virtual office and ask an ARIVE expert all of your questions. We also have a special processor specific training on Wednesdays. We have an AE training that is offered once per month on the second Wednesday. So if you want your AEs to be better versed on the system and just be better partners to you, send them to this training. We also have, excuse me, we also have ARIVE University, which is every other Friday. So on the Fridays when Broker Connect is not happening, ARIVE University is happening. And this is where our CEO, Harish, will go over all of the updates and enhancements made to the ARIVE platform. And then, of course, we have this session, Broker Connect, and this is every other Friday. More info on all of these live trainings and support events can be found on arrive.com/events. And again, you can sign up for free there. So make sure you check that out. Now, that is the most talking I will be doing throughout this entire session. I will not be talking anymore. I will let our wonderful host do all of that. So with that, I will turn it over to Mo to introduce herself and talk a little bit about herself and her brokerage. So Mo, kick it off. Tell us about yourself.
Thank you, Kelly, and thank you everybody at the ARIVE team for having me here today. I always love being a resource for you guys and our broker community at large because ARIVE has definitely improved my quality of life, and I'm not lying when I say that. So thank you to the entire ARIVE team for all of the things that you guys are doing to make us better. Hi, everybody. My name is Amorette Hernandez. I am in Arizona, but I'm also part of the CMS mortgage team. We are in about 26 states now and growing. I go by Mo the Mortgage Lady. That is my social media handle. So follow me on Facebook and Instagram, obviously, to have some fun and to connect. I would love to be a resource for all of you. I'm a mortgage loan officer, obviously with CMS, but I'm also one of the, I will say, part of the leadership team as the growth architect for CMS Mortgage, and something that I hold very near and dear to my heart because of the fact that it is truly a title that I take with so much heart because of the collaboration that can happen. So with us here at CMS, like I said, we're in 26 states, obviously growing through this crazy market. But the reason that I'm here today is because of how much ARIVE has assisted us in the powerhouse of what is CMS solution. I'm sorry, CMS Mortgage Solutions and our Bright Processing team. Having this trio of availability of strong players in the industry has really allowed our loan officers, our producers, to just get out there and get the business, knowing that ARIVE is going to help bring an amazing experience to our customers give our referral partners such accountability within us as a team, obviously, but then also give them the availability to have a way for them to track leads that they do send to us. And then ultimately have our industry partners like our insurance agents, our title teams. I always love getting emails from our title teams that say, thank you guys so much for making this so amazing, with the milestones, with all of the emails that we can send out on the daily, really. So with me personally, I've been in the industry just under 20 years. Have enjoyed it very, very much, have seen the highs and lows, and every time that there's an opportunity for a pivot, that's exactly what it is. So I'm truly thankful for just to be here in the room with you guys today to share some best practices, to offer some tips, but then also to learn from you guys, because I really love being in these types of rooms where we can collaborate. We can talk about the market and the way that ARIVE can help us really maximize and capitalize on how to leverage the software that they have to help us really bring an amazing experience for our consumers. So that in a nutshell is me. Let me say a little bit more personal. So I married my high school sweetheart. We'll be together 30 years this summer. We have 2 great kids. Our daughter is 21. She goes out with us now. It's kind of weird, but I love it. Just kidding. I do love it. Our son is graduating high school tomorrow. So I'll be not an empty nester because they're still here with us. But to be honest with you, I'm super thankful that they've chosen to stay with us. So I know that's a blessing. So that's me. I'm Mo, and I'm here for it. So let's get started. Go ahead, Callie. Let's open it up.
Okay, cool. Well, clearly we have a huge resource here, a huge wealth of knowledge. So this session is interactive. It only works as much as you all work it, right? So I really want to encourage everyone to engage. If you are comfortable, and again, this is the best way to participate, please take yourself off of mute. Ask your questions directly to Mo. If you are, for whatever reason, maybe not comfortable doing that, or maybe your microphone isn't working or broken, you can feel free to drop your question into the chat and we will read it aloud. So let's kick it off. Who's got a question for Mo?
While they're thinking of their questions, I would actually like to ask a question, Kelly, and maybe this will start to help open up the platform here. I'd like either some responses with either in the chat or maybe some hand raising. I don't remember how Zoom works. Sorry about that. But how many of you guys are utilizing the invitation to your client to invite them into ARIVE? So you're creating the loan first, you're creating the application first, and then sending them an invitation. I always love to start with that question because it really brings a lot of different perspective, and obviously a lot of different ways that our loan officers out in the broker community are creating their business plan, all of that good stuff. So if somebody doesn't already have a question, I would love to start there.
And that's a great question. So you can raise your hand or you can drop it in the chat. Quiet group today.
I know.
Let's get some energy going. We got people with their cameras on, which we always love to see. So I know we've got some energy going here. Let's
It's all good.
started.
It's all good.
Oh,
I have a question for you.
Oh, sure.
So Mo, what's the best feature that ARIVE has, in your personal opinion?
In my personal opinion, I really feel like the milestone emails is one of the best when it comes to my referral partners. And I think that that's something for me. I'm always on the go. I am always networking, attending, business meetings, teaching classes, conducting open houses with my clients, doing discovery meetings with new realtors that I would love to partner with, or who are, looking for alternatives in the lending space for themselves. So I really love the capability of what ARIVE allows me to promise to my referral partners, and the fact that when I tell them that I'll keep you updated, that they have the ways, that they have ways to be able to go into the realtor portal to check on the leads that they've sent me, so that they can be, if they're up at midnight, just trying to, catch up with their day, I really love the way that ARIVE allows me to create an environment that is a two-way street for accountability, obviously, but also gives me the ability to deliver on what I'm saying I can do. So that's probably one of my favorite features on the referral partner side. On the borrower facing platform, I love how I am able to personalize it. ARIVE obviously is very data driven, very much an environment where when things, what do we call those, like decision trees, if this then that, so I really love the way that I can create a very welcoming environment while utilizing a lot of automation, but personalizing it so that when they hear me speak on the phone and they're reading the emails that are coming out through ARIVE, they can hear me through the emails too, because I've taken that time to build that out. That was a great question. Those are my two favorite. I really can't say that I just have one.
Awesome. What else do we have? Hey Mo, I have a question.
Yes.
Have you, when you modify your templates in ARIVE, has it lessened your communication with the borrowers? Like you feel like they have less questions?
Yes, that's a really great question. That actually is 100% true. So part of my role inside of CMS is really for me to assist and be a resource for our teammates, whether they're one day, brand new to the industry or they're seasoned. Every single one of us has an opportunity to improve our process by learning from others and making it our own. So for me, through my journey of ARIVE and really coming to where I am today, having those milestone emails coming out automatically, from client needs to the milestones themselves, it actually has reduced the amount of phone calls that I have to be on to give notification. And I'll give you a really quick example. I was doing a training yesterday with one of our teammates, and I was explaining to her my thought process. Obviously, everybody has their own prerogative. But I was telling her that I really want real life, real time updates to my clients and my referral partners, because then what happens is those emails go out, the client receives the notification of what's needed, whether it's, in the beginning process with client needs or during the actual contract when we're talking with our processing team coming in and asking for items. It gives me the capability of watching emails go out, and then all I have to do is wait a little bit, send a text and say, hey, Callie, did you have a chance to check the email I just sent you? Call me when you want to chat, or call me if you have any questions. So that's one piece of it, because it's really almost like a CRM that is obviously doing work in the background. I'm getting notified that things are happening because we have such an amazing team with our processing teammates. But then it gives me the capability of watching these emails go out, and it like instantly makes me send a text message, or pick up the phone and make an actual phone call. The other way that it also has reduced my time on the phone is during the initial process, when I'm trying to win their business, when I'm trying to earn a customer's business, because a lot of this is obviously like we are here, we're remote, where they're not coming to my office, not all the time anyways. So it really gives me the capability of recording a video while I'm going over the loan estimate. And I drop that into the same email when I'm sending it through ARIVE. So I'm not only giving them the PDF version of their loan estimate, I'm also giving them a audio visual version of the loan estimate. Those videos are usually between 6 to 8 minutes for me to go over every single line. I send out the email through ARIVE, and then I send a message again through text, and I'm like, hey, just sent you an email and a video, watch it, keep it. I have a whole script prepared response of what I say in the video to encourage them to keep it as a resource as we continue to move forward through the process. But it's really awesome, because what used to be a half an hour, 45-minute call on the phone going over every single loan estimate for every single client, I'm now reduced it to 6 to 8 minutes, send it to them, move on to the next client. So everybody that I'm working with is still receiving 100% personalized service. I'm just now, through the capabilities of ARIVE, I can now leverage that 45 minutes to more videos, more emails, more estimates, and really just having a really great process to send those out. And then I have it connected with my calendar so that if they want to pre-schedule a meeting with me, my calendar link is in the email signature line. And then I have my calendar blocked out so that I can have production hours, obviously, right? Because we're all a team. So there's stuff that I'm doing in the front, there's stuff my team's doing in the middle, there's stuff that my team's doing in the back. So it really helps me create such a smooth process that I'm giving them the notification. I'm explaining everything in detail. They can watch it as many times as they want. So then when I'm actually on the phone with them talking about it, we're just talking about options. Do you want to pay discount points? Are you going to ask for seller concessions? Now we're just really fine tuning the whole process for themselves. And I also will share with you, doing those videos and sending them through ARIVE is really a great way for you to capture business by having that availability of authenticity for them to see your face and really connect with you and your voice, obviously. But then it really helps conversion too. So it helps solidify the fact that, yes, you're calling me. Yes, we may not be in the same city. We may not even be in the same state, but I'm totally here for it. This is what I can offer for you. And this is how I really want to earn your business. So those 45-minute per client calls have now been reduced to, honestly, that 6 to 8 minute video, and then less than a 5-minute conversation usually. So it really, really, really has expanded and allowed me to have more time to go out and get more business too. That was a really great question.
That's amazing. Wow.
And it's stuff that I've learned through the broker community. I think that, I used to be in these rooms too. So I want to say thank you again to the ARIVE team, because I was here learning 5, 6, 7 years ago when the whole, software was being developed, and how amazing you guys are in the Facebook group, getting all of our feedback and adding features and changing things because it just doesn't work for us, or it's going to work better if we looked at it from this perspective. So this that you're hearing me say is all of the things that I've been able to absorb as a student, as a practitioner. And then here I am with the best gift of all, being able to collaborate and pay it forward. So thank you.
That's amazing. And that's a really good plug actually for our Facebook group. If you're not a member of a Facebook group, I'll drop a link in just a second here. But our Facebook group is called ARIVE Mortgage Brokers. As Mo said, it's super active. If you have questions about ARIVE, chances are it's probably been asked in that group already. And if you do a simple search, you can probably find the answer there. So if you're not already a member, feel free to join that group. Like I said, it is very active, and I will drop a link in just a second. But
Absolutely.
Let's get questions going.
Yes, please. And hats off to the ARIVE team too for giving us now the capability in Spanish. Obviously, being in the Hispanic market, that has been such an amazing tool. Obviously, it already was, but now having the capability of having the application in Spanish is just so amazing. So thank you for that as well. And speaking of, did you guys know that you can customize your client needs also, so that when you do have your application, you just have to go in and set your user profile, actually, on the user level, obviously. So if you're on a team or in a company, just make sure that you're adjusting your own user level preferences, but you can turn that on so that if you do have clients that speak Spanish, now that application, other than the disclaimers, will be in Spanish. You can also take it to the next level and create personalized and customized client needs in Spanish as well. Same thing for your conditions. I mean, it is endless. I think and I'll be totally honest with you, Kelly, I usually have 3 ARIVE windows open on my desktop and my computer screens. And what I do is I have the file in front of me that I'm working on, and then I'll have another window open, like if I'm, scrubbing docs or whatever, like if we're looking at income, or, I need to, do some data entry or whatever. But I also keep a third window open that's always on my user settings window, because with this industry, we're usually saying the same things, asking the same things, and I am constantly updating or creating new client needs based on clients that have like these out of the box situations. So I have really have gone really deep with my client needs to customize them. I mean, it is layers deep, and I encourage everybody to really take the time to understand what you want your clients to experience when they're working with you. Obviously, the milestone emails, all of the auto-generated notifications, they're very well written, 100% very well written, very professional. But if you wanted to take it up a notch, like go in there and spend some time and start to adjust those templates and bring your flavor in. Who is, Kelly, the mortgage broker? What is she about? How am I going to engage with her? I highly recommend that you do that, because in this day and age, everything is very digitized. Everything is very much, electronic these days, but that doesn't mean that we can't personalize a lot of that automation. So just a helpful tip for those of you who are, looking to potentially expand your business, improve your business, or, like I said, pivot. That would be a really great opportunity for you to really personalize a lot of that automation.
Beautiful. So I did get a question here. Someone would like to know, so you've been an ARIVE user for quite some time, and someone is wondering, we've released a lot of new features, obviously since you've been a user. What has been, your favorite of some of our newest features that have come out? Obviously, you really like the Spanish app. Is there anything else that's really caught your attention?
The income analyzers, I think you guys are constantly improving that there. I think that the fact that we have all of those tools, and I want to say the income analyzer is one of my favorites, because especially with like our self-employed borrowers, it was such a chore, and it still is. Let's be honest, it is such a chore to analyze, self-employed tax returns. But let me tell you that the fact that that income analyzer has the exact line item that I'm supposed to look at, whether I'm looking at an 1120S, a K1, or just a Schedule C, the fact that that's in there just makes it so helpful. And it really has helped leverage the teamwork within our own team as well, because CMS has such an amazing umbrella of so much experience within our own team, that we can really have our loan officers input all of the information, so that by the time that our processors get involved with our Bright processing team, everything's there. And when we go through our pre-underwriting process, it's literally like, okay, hey, where did you get this from? Or, hey, I saw that you put this in the income analyzer. So by all of us really living and breathing inside of ARIVE and having those tools in there, that's probably one of my most recent favorite ones, is just how expansive that income analyzer is. Truly, truly. That was a great question.
Very nice.
I do see here, Callie, somebody sent me a direct message, and if it's okay, I'll read it. She says, I'm brand new to ARIVE. Where do you record the videos? So that's a really great question. So really, it's going to just depend on what app you use. I think and I'll just say, I think the most popular are BombBomb and Loom. So it's just going to come down to your personal preference of which one of those two makes the most sense for you, whether you are recording via BombBomb or via Loom. What's really awesome is that once you do your recording, your screen recording, it will give you the capability of bringing in an embedded link. So you can literally just copy that embedded link and bring it into ARIVE and just paste it into the email that you're sending out. And that's across the board inside of ARIVE. Like when you're sending emails through ARIVE because you're sending a fee sheet or you're sending a loan estimate or whatever it is that you're sending, you literally can bring in an outside document, you can bring in an outside link, and it is so well conserved. It doesn't get broken apart. It's delivered exactly the way that you want it to be. So it's really a great tool. So for those of you who are wondering, on how to bring an elevated experience for your clients, I highly recommend both of those. Obviously, I personally use Loom. just because of cost effectiveness and ease of use for me personally. But I know that a lot of my colleagues, those are the top two for video recording for sure.
Awesome. And we do have a question in the chat here. So we have another ARIVE newbie. Cassandra is asking, are pre-approval letters generated in ARIVE? Can you edit the letters for purchasing customers based on their home bidding process?
Yes, absolutely. So this is obviously going to be done at the user level. So depending on, you know, where you are in regards to, are you on a team or are you inside of a larger company? You want to make sure that you're staying within compliance and have all of your I's dotted and your T's crossed, obviously. So always first and foremost, protect yourself. But you are able to customize the pre-approval letter inside of ARIVE at the user level too. And that's a really great question because that's something, and I know that our colleagues or teammates within the Facebook group for ARIVE have had such fun creating their own versions of the pre-approval letter, you know, with customized pictures and even, you know, the like a little map, a little road map. Like there's so many ways that you can customize things in there. So I highly encourage, if you're not already inside of the Facebook group, to please join it and spend some time. Now, don't get overwhelmed. You know, pick your top 3 things that you want to research, because you can literally spend a whole day just reading and then, you know, maybe overwhelming yourself with a bunch of to-do lists. So kind of take it apart a little bit at a time. And especially with the pre-approval process, you can totally customize it. You can create it so that it has these features that you're asking about, like, you know, is there a contingency? You know, are you asking for seller concessions? So here in the state of Arizona, the pre-approval letter that exists inside of ARIVE is just one piece of what we have to deliver. The borrowers in our state of Arizona can only make an offer if they have what's called a PRQ attached, and that document is an actual document from the Arizona real estate purchase contract. So luckily, because ARIVE is so amazing, they have created that document within ARIVE itself. So I don't have to download it from anywhere else. It's already in ARIVE. All of the information for the borrower feeds right into it. All I have to do is just click, 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 sign, and send. So yes, if you're in a state that utilizes the generalized ARIVE pre-approval letter, you definitely do have the capability of personalizing it, adjusting it, adding other features, other data points, whatever it is that you're needing to, you know, be the best loan officer for yourself, your team, your clients. But just a disclaimer, make sure that whatever changes you are making are still going to be in compliance with your company.
Beautiful. All right, we're about halfway through here, so this is my time to interject and just say we've gotten so much information already so far from Mo. So I just want to thank her already, encourage everyone. Make sure you're taking advantage of this time. We definitely appreciate Mo being here. We do not pay her for all the wonderful things she is saying about us. But I want to make sure that everyone on this call definitely is getting, you know, the most value out of this. So please feel free to take yourselves off of mute, jump right into the conversation, ask your questions directly to Mo. Obviously, she is a wealth of knowledge, so feel free to drop your questions in the chat or just take yourself off of mute.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. Yes, please bring the questions. Bring the questions.
Okay, Mo, I have a question for you.
All right.
I am the lending pad queen.
Oh,
So what do you suggest as being a new person coming to ARIVE? What do you suggest I do first to walk away from lending pad and indulge into ARIVE?
I get you. I get you 100%, because before I dove 100% into ARIVE, my tech stack, it was way large. I mean, I had all the things because I it was habit. And I think that when we're comfortable, right, when we know what works, we stay there. So if you are, right now potentially going to dive, right into ARIVE and have it be your sole platform, this is what I will tell you. First and foremost, take it for a test drive as a consumer so that you can see what it looks like. So create an application for yourself so that you can see those pinpoints, those data points, and you can see how it would feed into your loan officer facing, interface there. I think that the best thing between if you're currently on Lending Pad, now I've never been a Lending Pad user. I was a Calyx dinosaur. So that was really hard. I thought that I would never find anything. I mean, I wasn't on Encompass, so no, we're not talking trash here. We're just talking real.
Yeah, but Calyx too.
But I will say this to you. Don't be afraid. It is scary, right? Change is scary. But I feel that if you look at it first as a consumer and you can see the ease of use there, and then once you finish that pretend consumer application, then you jump into and log into your ARIVE as the practitioner, as the loan officer, and you can see where all of these data points have been connected, and you can see the ease of use of having the customers upload their documentation, et cetera, and how everything just flows in. I'll be honest with you, you're probably going to have maybe a day, at most a few days of just trying to get the wheels going. But ARIVE is so amazing and robust that it's really going to solve a lot of that connectivity, that all-in-one that you so desire, so that you don't have to get it from here and then put it over there and download it here and upload it there. There's a lot of movement that I used to do with my old tech stack, and I live and breathe in ARIVE only. That's it. I don't have anything else in regards to a POS. ARIVE is everything for me. My LOS, my POS, and the PPE. It does everything. Now, I also obviously use outside wholesale partners that are not, integrated in the pricing engine yet for ARIVE, but it's still very easy to go to, I'm old school. That's how we used to do it. We would go get the rate sheet from the lender the wholesale partner that we were looking at for a potential client. We used to do it manually, and the fact that ARIVE still has the capability of bringing in manual pricing and the rest of it is just as easy. All you're doing is applying, meaning applying the manual interest rate, but the rest of it is you're not going to feel any bumps there. I do recommend that though for you to just take it for a test drive as a consumer, because I think that that's the biggest fear when we're entering something new is how is it going to affect my clients? And then how is that going to translate into my efficiency? And ARIVE really has all of the bells and whistles to create such an efficient process that there's really nothing to be feared, because if it's something that you're doing different, like here in Arizona, we do have a couple different documents and things that we have to take care of, but it's already built into ARIVE. So I would say do it as a consumer, check it out, and then kind of ask yourself, okay, well, where did this go? Where did that go? Obviously do the uploads too as a consumer so that you can see those feed in. But really, I highly encourage that. And honestly, that's actually a great point that you just said, because when we're doing our recruiting and onboarding and all of that stuff for people who are wanting to join us at CMS, almost said join us at ARIVE. When they want to join us at CMS, that's actually one of the first questions we ask them. We're like, where do you live? Not your state, like, where do you live? And then when we hear their tech stack, we ask them, like, why are you using Lending Pad? Why are you using Pre-App 103? Why are you using this, Because we let them know, like, hey, when you come here, this is where we live, and we're ready to help you create such an amazing support system that all you have to do is just worry about getting more people in your pipeline. And, ARIVE really does help us take care of the rest. So don't be afraid. Reach out to me if you have any questions. We can go for a test drive together. But honestly, it is something that has truly catapulted my business because I no longer have to live in so many different systems, because once it's a chore, it's so not fun. And this business is really fun.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Of course. Happy to help. We can connect offline too.
Hey, Mo, how are you?
Hey, Sean, how are you, bud?
I'm great, thank you. Hey,
Yes, sir.
yeah, so just so everybody knows, a year and a half, 2 years ago, Mo let me use her processor to help me set up my ARIVE and help with the questions and help with everything. So, but Mo, I got a question about the e-sign. So when you have a document, so say you have a document like the appraisal acknowledgement, it'll allow them to sign, but won't allow them to check the box. So far, the only way I've been able to do it is save it as a document, re-upload it, and then put those things in there, you know, like put the check boxes and the signatures. Is there a way to modify the e-signing? You know, because if Arrive already has it set for sign and date, and you just say apply e-sign or whatever it's called,
Right.
and it doesn't let you modify anything else for it. But if it's something like the privacy policy, then because it doesn't have a place to sign, it'll allow you to add without having to upload it, send it in a new doc and do it all over. So is there a way to modify an e-sign document?
So I don't have the answer for that. I think, Kelly, that's probably going to be a question for the software team, but I will tell you, Sean, for me, what that sounds like is that, and Kelly, just for what it's worth, it sounds like the multiple choice boxes are either not turned on or not in existence in that particular spot, because I use e-sign a lot. And what I have noticed for myself personally, especially when we're talking about so we do a lot of like bank statement loans, and we upload from our wholesale partners the bank questionnaire, the bank statement questionnaire that they have to sign. So that's really, you know, sort of in line with what you're talking about. So I do have to upload a document that doesn't already exist in ARIVE. But when when there's multiple choices, I do have to create a checkbox for each one. And as far as I know, there's not a toggle of if this or that. So Kelly, that might be something that the software engineers need to take a look at if there's not a multiple choice option on that particular document.
Yeah, I was going to say, is there anyone from our team who could maybe speak towards that a little bit?
Maybe. Sean, you said this is on the appraisal document?
Yeah, the appraisal acknowledgement form, it has, you know, do you want to view it 3 days before or not view it through or whatever, and then sign a date. Well, it allows them to sign a date but not check the box.
Right. Yeah.
And there's
not
similar
giving them
things with some of the VA forms too. I mean, it's more like specific little forms.
Yes, I agree. And I think, Kelly, all that it is there is that those boxes, the multiple choice boxes, either don't already exist in the coding of it, or there's not a toggle option. I don't even know if I'm saying the right words, but it's not giving them an option of click this one or that one. It's like not giving an option at all. Sean, that was a great one. And I think that, you know, the ARIVE team obviously will take this back to the software engineers, and I'm sure we will get that resolved very, very
sure.
soon.
And the other question I have, Mo, and maybe you're doing this, is it's probably just if and, or, you know, if or the questions, but is it easy? I need to get back in and remember how to do it, but with all the opt-out pre-screen stuff, is it,
that's a great question.
Yeah, do you have anything set up, like, are you on the do not call list? And if not, maybe it sends them the link.
So thank you for that question, Sean. So one of the things that I do going into the templates at the user level, when a client starts an application with me, they get a little picture, like a little GIF, and it's a warning. And it tells them that, like, if you are not already on the pre-opt-out, blah, 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 please be aware that when your credit is pulled, it could become trigger leads. You know, we don't sell your information. Like, it's this whole thing. And that's just a warning that goes out when they start their application with me. ironically that you're asking me this question, one of the customized client needs that I created based off of broker community conversation at large, I created a client need for them to order their own credit, right? It's always a hot topic. Are we paying for credit? Are the clients paying for credit? So I created it as a client need. Again, this is personal preference. This is per your business plan, per your company, standard operating procedure. But for me, what made sense on the way that our company runs with CMS and the way that our company allows us to create those business plans, that autonomy for ourselves, I have created a client need that walks them through how to order their credit. But this weekend, Sean, I'm also creating a client need that states, please don't run your credit until you're registered on the pre-screen. So then I'll create that link so that they can do so. And another really great partner, colleague, teammate, broker, best friend for everybody, the mayor of San Diego, Mr. Fredo Rivera, just created an amazing template and he shared it with all of us. So he actually inspired me to create a customized and very personalized client need so that I can encourage my clients to get on that pre-screen, opt-out pre-screen. So that was a great tip there as well, Sean, because you're right. It can really damper the client's experience because they think that we're the ones that are selling all their information when it's actually not us. So I'm a big believer in notifying the client as soon as something needs to be said, and the client needs inside of ARIVE help me do that.
So Mo, are you saying that when they click on ARIVE to start their application, they get like a personalized video from you?
They get a personalized, I think I said GIF, but it's a JPEG. It's a picture.
Okay.
And it tells them, and it's a hand, and it's like stop. And it tells them, and I'll share it. It tells them, this is what happens if you're not already on the opt-out pre-screen. And that goes out. So let me just walk through this. So I create the loan in ARIVE, and then I send them the invitation. So they get an email from me that says, blah, 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 so excited, working together, and then, all of the things. When they start the application and they get a notification, I can't remember which one it is, but it's one of the customizable templates. It says, thank you for finishing your application. Please be advised. And then that's where the picture is. But I'm going to change it so that way that picture is now in the, I'm shifting stuff. So that picture will now be in the invitation because the client needs will be double layered now. Client need, please go opt out yourself, and then don't do your credit pool for however many days. Obviously,
where do you set that up in the settings, Mo?
Huh?
Where do you set that up in your user settings?
Oh shoot, I don't have ARIVE open because Zoom and my memory on this computer, it just eats it up, so it doesn't let me have too many windows open. But it's in the, so when you're in your when you're in your user level, you're gonna scroll all the way to the bottom where it says borrower, and there's I don't remember how many, but you can literally open every single one to see what it looks like. And the one that I think we're both talking about is the one when you're inviting them. So I think it says invitation. And then the next one that I also customized was the when they finish, the thank you for completing. Because I also personalized it to tell them, please check your client needs in the portal. Let's get started. Let's create that sense of urgency.
Yeah, I'll check that out. That's a great. What I do right now is I use Bonzo and put them in, and it sends them like a welcome email that explains opt out and has the link to the online application and everything. But I would like to have something that when they finish the application, it still reminds them how important it is to do the
100%. That's beautiful. That's a great way to just keep top of mind and to keep them seeing that you're wanting to protect their personal information. So that's good. That's really, really good.
Thank you, Mo.
Yeah, thank you. And I'm always happy to help, but thanks for the shout out. That was such a fun time. Can't believe it's almost been 2 years.
Yeah.
What else, Callie?
All right, so we have a few questions in the chat here. So Victor asks, does ARIVE allow for HELOC?
Yes, it does. I am not the expert there because I rely heavily on the Remen HELOC process. So I collect the application and then I send it on through, and then my processing team is the one who's doing all of that analyzing. So I'm not the best to answer those HELOC questions. But yes, Victor, there is definitely capability within ARIVE. It is an option in the drop down. You can bring in the pricing from the integrated lenders, or you can bring it in manually. I do know that much. But yes, there definitely is availability there. Great question.
Beautiful. Someone asked if this call is being recorded and is it available to you? Yes, it is. Good question. This will be on YouTube. It will be available early next week. Our YouTube channel is ARIVE. I will also link that for you in the chat.
Wonderful.
And then one other question came in. So how do you structure a notification going out that will make sense to both borrowers and agents, that makes sense given they get the same notification?
Wonderful question. So inside of ARIVE, we have milestone templates that can be customized. And you also have the capability of turning them off or turning them on. Again, I'm going to go back to what I said a little bit earlier. Take a look at all of the customization that can be done and you pick what makes sense for you. I think I have 5 that go out. So I have the invitation to the borrower. I have I use the tab that's called qualification, and this is more of like a salesy, like you want to keep them engaged but you still need information from them. So I have an automated email that goes out too when I hit the qualified button. After that, it's loan setup, like all of these things. So the one that I include with the realtor, and this hopefully will answer your question. You have to be very careful, obviously, with what you're saying. And when you're using automated templates, it has to be generalized, but to the point. So you do need to deliver a message, but you have to be very clear. And you also have to provide what's next. So I'll use my qualified template as an example. My qualified template says, hey, Callie, thank you so much for finishing your application. I noticed we're still missing documents from you. Very generalized. But I do have it set up in my template that the borrower receives it and the realtor receives it. Also, if you guys are not already utilizing the BCC screen, ARIVE has that capability too. There's 2 carbon copy or CC and then blind carbon copy, BCC. So you can also customize this if you're on a team, if you have a personal assistant that's helping you, if you have a loan partner, like you can create this so that everybody who's receiving the message is receiving it thinking you're writing to them very specifically, but they're not seeing the 15 people that are your amazing teammates. Like me with CMS and Bright, I have like 15 people that are always on the go, ready to help me, but my customers are only seeing me. And they're like, wow, Mo is so on it. Mo is so on point. She's always delivering news. And I'm like, yeah, I am, but it's my team that's helping me do all of that stuff, obviously. But when you go into those templates, you have the capability of creating a very, very generalized notification that says things like that, like your loan is now approved. Here's what's next. Or like I said, with the qualification. So I use qualification, loan setup, approved with conditions, clear to close, docs out. That's it. I use 5. And I think inside of ARIVE, there might be 10 or more. Callie, I'm not really sure how many there are, but I definitely use 5. And I hope that answers the question to the person who asked it. Just really try to work on it, right? Just kind of work on that script and know that you can adjust it when you find new things that work. That's why I keep that 3rd window open with my user levels, because I'm constantly engaging with different people who speak differently, people who are teaching me, people who are hard to work with, and I learned lessons from them too. And then I help it create a better experience for everybody else. So you can create a very generalized email. Here's one specific to you that I just thought of. So when I send out that invitation to the client, inviting them, because I've set up an ARIVE file, and when I send out the invitation, inviting them to apply, I have my template set up that the real estate agent that I've added inside of the setup and contacts is getting the notification too. So that helps them see that the invitation went out, so they know I did my job. And then I also have it very generalized that says things like, hi, Kelly, thank you so much for giving me your contact information. I'm so excited to help you. I'm very happy that your realtor connected us. Basic. So I am creating virtually a welcoming environment, a team environment, and I'm giving them the notification that I have their information and I'm ready when they are. I hope that answered your question.
Rebecca,
Yeah, it does.
Okay, perfect. I was going to say, Rebecca, I saw you took yourself off mute if you wanted to ask any follow-up questions.
Yeah, I just get hung up a little bit on some of, I use all the notifications. Sorry, my voice is really bad. I use all of the notifications in ARIVE, but some of them, you know, that conditional approval comes across. I want everybody to know that right away, including the listing agent and the buyer's agent. And so tailoring that to make sense to the buyer, but also to kind of be general enough for the listing agent to be like, what in the world is this? Who's Joe Schmo, you know?
Right. You can also create it, Rebecca, where you can also adjust the title. You can adjust the subject line also within, because ARIVE has it set up where I believe I've changed them, so I don't know what the generic says anymore.
Yeah.
But my title line now says like file update on, and then it says the last name and then the address. Because we have to remember, like, we live and die by loan numbers. Our real estate partners and our title and escrow agents, they live and die by addresses. Yep. So, you know, we have the capability for ARIVE to create those for us. So you just use the Kelly, what's the word with those little squiggly lines? Identifiers. What are those things called? Data tags, informational tags.
Right.
Yes,
right.
yes. So those informational tags are huge. They're so awesome. And let me also tell you, just as a side note, when you have clients that don't go by their first name, like me, obviously my name is Amorette, but I go by Mo. When you put a nickname in ARIVE and your templates have the if this then that, so you can use a nickname instead of a first name, it is so cool when my customers don't get, you know, an email that says, hello, Amorette. Like, come on, I don't want them to think that I don't know who they are. So know that you can get down and deep on that too. And really, like, oh my gosh, I'm telling you, you can get so overwhelmed with all of the ways that you can personalize ARIVE. And I think that's one of my favorite things because it really helps me stand out. And I think at the end of the day, you know, being able to show up and show out for your clients and your referral partners is how you can really solidify that you are the right choice for them.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Of course.
All right. We have just a few moments left. We did see a question come in here. Okay. So how can you create a subordinate lien in ARIVE?
That is the hardest question. So I'm assuming this is going to be in line with like the DPAs that have a second. I'm thinking that's where this question is coming from. And you know, I will tell you that I rely heavily on my account executives. And what Kelly said earlier about having account executives who get training inside of ARIVE is so key, because when I don't know how to do something and then I tell them, hey, I work in ARIVE, this is what I need to do. I need to create the subordinate for the DPA, right? Because if it's not a silent, like, you know, EPM, or, you know, if we're doing something that's like the Chinoa, another really great product. Whoever asked this question, I'm so sorry, but I rely on my team so heavily for that, because when that happens, I know that it has to be create. I know you can do it. So whoever asked the question, please get with me offline, and I will make sure to connect you with my team who can definitely give you that answer if Kelly doesn't already have the answer for you guys from ARIVE. I know it's easier than I think it is, but I don't even want to try to dive in and tell you how to do it because I do rely on my team. My team is amazing and they make me shine, just like right now.
That one came from Nike, and I see her. Here's
Hey, Nika! Oh, sister, I'm so sorry I can't answer that for you, but I will connect with you. Thank you, Kelly, for telling me who asked that. I will connect with you and we will get that solved for you.
Of course. And I did see Lorinda shared, it looks like a video there for you.
What?
Look in the
Sorry.
chat. It's like Lorinda from our team shared a Loom video.
Oh, sorry. Yay!
Yeah, it looks like we have.
Nike, there's the video in there. I'm actually going to click on it too. I can see the chat now. Let me click on that too so that I can save it for myself. Oh, DPA loan setup. Look at that. Thank you, Lorinda.
Perfect.
There'll be a brand new version of that video out next week. So that's a little bit older one, but it's still the same setup.
Wonderful. I'm going to share this with our team too. So thank you so much. I'm sure our processors are going to be like, yay, our loan officers are now going to know how to do this.
All right. So we are coming up on time here. I am going to give a last call for any additional questions. We have had so much information shared here. We've learned a lot. I mean, I've learned a lot from Mo myself, and just in the way that she sets things up, her and her team, the way that they run different things. I think we've all learned a lot here. So I want to make sure if you have any additional questions, you have another minute or two to ask them. So do we have any additional questions here before we end the session? Anything else to ask Mo?
This was really great. I'm very thankful to everybody.
Well, guys, if there's nothing else, hey, Corey, I know I saw you ask me a question. Reach out to me on Facebook and I will get you the answer to that. So we're about to end here, but I will get you what you need. Just reach out to me on Facebook, Corey, Kelly Galloway. And with that, if there are no other questions, again, this recording will be available on YouTube. There was a lot that was shared here, so I want to make sure you guys will be able to go back and watch this and get all of your notes and everything that you need. So this will be available on our YouTube channel. It will be Monday or Tuesday that will be up there. So I want to thank you all for being here. I especially want to thank our host, Mo. Thank you so much for taking this time out of your busy day, your busy schedule to be here with us, do this for us. We appreciate you so, so much. Thank you for being here. And we can't wait to have you back again sometime. Thank you so much.
Please do. I love this community. Like I said, I was a student in the room and here I am sharing now best practices that I was able to adapt for myself, and collaboration is so important to me. So thank you, Kelly. Thank you, AIM team. Thank you, everybody who contributed today or just watched in the shadows. If you guys have any questions, please reach out to me. You can find me on social media or just contact me directly. Kelly has that information to pass along. So please reach out to the ARIVE team if you'd like to contact me directly too. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right. Thank you, everyone. We will see you back here in 2 weeks with another awesome host. I hope everyone has a great weekend. Have a good one.
Bye. Happy Friday.
Bye.